Okay, can we take a peek? Can we just take a peek and see what's inside?
We're high value men, obviously.
Let's take a peek and see what's inside.
He's a 10. I'm also a 10. We're looking for high value women. The problem is, pretty much every single woman in the world is low value. How do we know that? Because of a beautiful YouTube channel called Think Before You Sleep, where he tells us exactly how pathetic and disgusting and gross women are and how we shouldn't date them.
This is true.
Why men are refusing to date. Turns out men refuse to date, not just because they're gay like us, but they just don't want to date each other.
We're still dating though if we're gay.
Oh, yeah. It's not about gay people, it's just men refuse to date women.
Yes.
Heather bought me her list of requirements, so let's check them out. He must be between 30 and 45, financially stable, no kids, 5'10" or taller, no hookups or flings, ready to settle down, no roommates, no smoking, reliable, sweet and kind, quick-witted, must pay on the first date, no flowers on the first date, must be a social drinker, and must never wear sweet.
Okay, wait. Let's look at this list. Must be 30 to 45. Okay, that's valid. I think that's fair. Financially stable. If you're at the point in your career where you're financially stable and you want somebody else who's financially stable, I don't think that's unfair, especially if you've already experienced having to caretake for someone, especially women who end up in situations where they do all of the caretaking and the bill paying. And it's like, oh man, I can understand that, sure. No children. I think that's fair, to be honest. I think that's fair if you don't want that. I think, honestly, when it comes to dating preferences, kind of almost everything is game. 5'10" or taller, I've always thought this is stupid. I still think it's stupid. If that's your preference, that's your preference. I'm not going to judge, but to be fair, 5'10" or taller is very reasonable. When the average height in America is 5'10", it's a reasonable one. But like, I don't understand, I guess. I just don't understand. No hookups or flings, fair. Must be ready to settle down, fair. No roommates, fair. Non-smoker, totally fair. I mean, I think actually that's one of my very few requirements, non-smoker. I can't. This is a fair statement. Must love desserts. Can't be anti-sugar. I guess I agree with this one. Can't be anti-sugar. Must be honest. That's fair. Must be reliable. Fair. Sweet and kind. Fair. Quick-witted. Fair. Romantic. Fair. Must love food. Okay, that one's kind of honestly low-key a little bit fair. Must pay on the first date. I've always also thought this one was stupid, but whatever. No flowers on the first date. This one's just absolutely idiotic. I don't know. She must have been like under duress. This is dumb. Quick-witted is unfair. Why is it unfair? Is anti-sugar not about sugar daddies? Is that what that is? Is that actually what that? I thought it was just like, no, it's just about, maybe I'm brain broke. Quick-witted, unfair. What about us dumb motherfuckers? We deserve a chance too. Oh gosh. I think maybe my interpretation of this is unfair, but I assumed can't be anti-sugar as like, yeah, diet culture and people who are like, no, I don't eat sugar. No, I don't like sugar. Because low-key, the people, I don't know if you guys have run into them in the wild. There are people out there who like, they almost like look at you judgmentally for liking sugar. Like getting dessert. It's like, I think that's what they meant by anti-sugar. You guys have you guys run into these people? One's if you've ever run into these people, two's if you've never run into them, I guess. But I've run into them where like, they're very big health nuts. They're huge health nuts. And they're like, I don't eat sugar. No, I don't have sugar or processed foods. No. Oh, you're going to get the mochi ice cream. Okay. Yeah, I mean, if that's what you want to do, yeah. They suck. They fucking suck. Okay, they fucking suck. I'm not talking about someone who is like cutting. I'm not talking about someone who doesn't really have a huge sweet tooth. I'm talking about the people who look at you and judge you for enjoying sugar as if you aren't hardwired to like sugar. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, that's what I'm fucking talking about. All right, just keep watching. It'll make sense. Okay, let's see. Your LA is showing.
Passive aggressive in general, though.
TBQH, I actually haven't met those people in LA. That's more of like the people that are really big into like fitness and stuff. Okay, must be a social drinker. Must never wear sweatpants. What?
Sweatpants.
This is Heather, and she has a list of over 50 requirements that she expects her boyfriend to have. Now, many of the women in the audience laugh at her during this segment, but I imagine that if they were asked about their requirements, they would have a list very similar in length.
I imagine. That's cool. It's a nice way to start it.
Despite her low value, Heather expects to get her perfect 10 out of 10 guy who can meet all 50 or more of her requirements.
I don't know she's low value.
He's just saying that based on her appearance.
That's what women bring to the table. They need to be good looking, a 10, and then men need to have 50 things that they do. But some of them are just like so basic. Must be sweet and kind. Like surely that's not a crazy requirement.
I feel like you could lump a lot of these just into must be a nice guy.
Yeah.
Which would
Yeah.
Probably like half of them. Must never wear sweatpants.
I agree with her. I fucking hate sweatpants.
I know dog from a breeder. I mean, that's fine. Breeders are bad. I don't know. All dog farms. Can't be jealous of her dog.
In what way? Like if he owns a dog, he's jealous that her dog's better than her dog, or he's jealous
because she fucks her dog.
because they're fun.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just for comparison, I bet I can sum up what most men want in just 3 things. She must be attractive. She can't be a bitch. And
What the fuck? What the? Don't say it out loud, dude.
and she must be a good housewife.
Mate, he's like he's reading my mind.
And she must be a good housewife.
Mate, he's like he's reading
No bitch wife, supermodel, be my maid.
my mind.
I was not expecting must be a good housewife.
Yeah, that's amazing.
But like can't be a bitch. That's a given. Who thinks I want to date?
I want to date a really mean person.
I want to
Puts
date.
me down on the ground all the time and makes me feel like inadequate.
Have you ever watched these guys before? I know of them. I know that they have appeared on the LGBTQ faux Hassan Abai streamers stream. But I actually have never sat down and watched any of their content. But they seem really cool. I think I actually was. What's the guy on the right's name? Oh, Alexa. I think I ran into him at a party once when he was in LA, probably doing a guest appearance. And there was like a little function. I think I was there. And I think I said hi, and him and some other people were cracking a bunch of conservative jokes. And I was thrown in for such a loop. I was like, wait, other people who get my humor? Sick. And then later I was like, oh, was that like a content creator? Not just like some random schmuck at a party? Because they give random schmuck. Not in a bad way. In like they're very down to earth way. Okay? Okay. To be very clear. So I think actually maybe I've met one of them. Maybe.
I mean, look, I'm not going to lie. It's nice when someone does things for you.
Yeah, but it's so funny because the way they talk about housewives is
Alex on the left, Alexa on the right. Spelled A-L-E-X. Oh, sorry, K-S-A.
instead of saying must be a good housewife, it must be a good slave.
Yeah, be my servant.
Is what they're saying.
I think it just like comes across really funny from a guy who like makes these like weird men's rights videos like without showing his face. You can imagine this creepy guy in his bedroom whose mum is doing this for him. And it's just like, well, what I want from a woman is someone who will enable me just like my mum.
I want my mum, but I can sleep with them. And
Yeah.
they're hot. unlike my mom. What really annoys me about him so far, it's kind of sad, but makes me like him, is that he sounds a little bit like Nile Red.
I've always liked weird chemical transformations, like turning my pee into an artificial sweetener and tasting it.
Yeah, the MRA version of Nile Red.
What?
Yeah. So maybe this is Nile Red's.
Nile Red pill.
Nile Red pill.
Despite her low value, Heather expects to get her perfect 10 out of 10 guy who can meet all 50 or more of her requirements.
Let's calculate some numbers. She wants a 10 out of 10 guy.
She didn't say she wanted an attractive man. She
No.
read 50 things, none of them were about attractive.
She didn't want
5'10".
Must be attractive. Oh, that was at his.
Like, if you're triggered by these things, like, I read it and I'm like, this woman seems high maintenance.
But
I don't
also-
read it as like, she thinks she's better. Like, this stuff is still reasonable.
But also, I'm completely fine with someone having weird standards like this, because it means that, like, either they won't date anyone or they'll find a fucking freak like them and then date them. So what's
Honestly, so true, dude. So fucking true. I don't think that there's anything wrong with knowing what you want. I don't know why people get punished for knowing what they want. Like, that's my problem with the websites that are like this. They're like, have you guys seen this? It calculates what percentage of people match your dating requirements. So, like, let's say, normally I would say I'm looking for either, but let's just say I'm looking for a man. Puffball, thank you so much for the Prime sub. Thank you. Okay, 1 to 18. Why is that even an option? What the fuck? All right. So, in my age range, I don't want to date anyone younger than 25. I'm going to be honest. Sorry. Yearly income. I kind of don't care to be. Oh, I guess you would select all of them. Sorry. As long as the division of labor is fair. Let's say we look for a man in finance, 6 feet, was blue eyes. That part was weird. It was like giving kind of Aryan. Yeah, I low-key don't give a shit about this. And then this one's another good example. Education. It's like, I care a lot more about whether or not you're capable of holding a conversation. And I've met people in college who cannot hold a conversation. And I've met people who have no college and can hold a conversation. Right? I just don't. It's how are you as a person? Okay? Include the following races. Don't care. Relationship status. I mean, single, I would hope. Why would I want people in a relation? Huh? Why is this an I guess poly people? I don't understand. Mutually agreed to be in a closed/monogamous relationship. Mutually agreed to be an open poly relationship. I mean, I have a preference for this by a lot. But I feel like the right person, if I was getting everything in every front, I'd be like, you know what, sure. Stop. Trash can keeps opening and closing. If you're on the same page, yeah. Religious affiliation. I mean, I don't care. Self-identified political ideology. Okay, so like this is actually the this is where I lose most of the people. I can't do it. I've tried. I can't do it. I like having moderate friends. I think they're funny as hell because they're stupid as shit on so many topics. I can't date a conservative. And as far as I'm concerned, all of these topics are conservative. And like even this one, if there was a liberal and progressive option, I would be removing liberal. Weight, I don't really care. The way that I see it is like where someone is at mentally is so much more important. If I care that someone is at a weight that is unhealthy for them, which I think when you're at the range of obesity, you start to experience negative health consequences. The way I see it is if someone has a good mentality about life, you could just go to the gym with them and plan meals together. Like I don't really care where you're at. I care about who you are as a person. Everything else is like fixable. Fixable, workable, right? Activity level. What's the website? This is the website. It's iwonderyouarethere.com. Here you go. Who identify to a pollster as, I mean, I would hope that they don't identify as gay. I don't think they would be attracted to me. Activity level, I don't give a shit. Again, like I just said, it would be cool to like steal someone else's workout regime by just tagging along and you just show up when they go. So I have a preference for it, but like I would never remove someone from the dating pool for that, right? Height, I don't care. Children, TBQH, this is also another one where like there is some subset of the group of people with children that I would think I would be okay to date. I just don't want to take care of your kid. And it depends on the age of the kid. Right? Like, I can't, you know? I can't. And then also, don't have but want kids. I mean, I would not have kids physically. I'm not interested in that. But I would be down to adopt, which is basically like having kids, right? Right? Is that... So like, this is another example where it depends what their mentality is. What's their mentality on this? Is it like, no, they have to be my own biological children? At that point, you're kind of filtering me out. Erect penis length, I don't care. I date women who have no penis, okay? I don't care. Amazing ergonomic mouse uses handshake posture to save your wrist. What the fuck is this ad in the middle of my website? How do I... Okay, so this is... Look, I didn't even remove anything. Look. I removed the men who identify as gay, and I removed men who are in a relationship, and I removed men who are not in my age range, and it's 0.1% of the population. Sorry, you're right. I did remove conservatives, which is how much of the population? So I went from 2.5% of the population to less than 1% of the population. Okay. So, okay. Denims, I'm pretty sure there's way more than 2.5 million dudes in the US. Real? Can you explain to me why when I click an option, the number goes up? If you uncheck gay, you exclude lesbians? No, because this is only for men in the US, because I selected only men in the US. What website is this? Can you link it? Here you go. How do they have this data? Oh, well, the websites that you use that you give all your data to sell your website data. I'm at 0.4%. Anyways, like, it's just the reality is like finding someone that you like is gonna be hard. Does the woman's version have boob size? Yo, wait. I'm looking for a woman. Let's remove the age ranges. Okay, okay. It would be sick if it has cock length. Cup size. Let's see, women in my area. See, personally, I'm an Asmongold fan. Wow, we are so oppressed. Asmon fans, we are so oppressed. Our life is so difficult. Our life is so difficult. They don't even have double D on there. What the fuck? Anyways, back onto the topic of this think before you sleep video. Look. Let's pretend to be think before you sleep. He's claiming that women are delulu, right? Check this out, man. Let's say you're willing to date women from 19 to 34, and nothing matters except that they're attractive. Because remove interrelationship, obviously. Can't be a bitch, must be attractive, must be a good housewife. So presumably think before you sleep is only interest. I'm going to be honest. He doesn't seem like the type to be interested in a lot of different types of religions here. TBQH. I'm just going to remove Muslim and Buddhist and Hindu because he just kind of gives me that vibe. So I'm just going to put that down. TBQH. And then I'm going to remove obese and overweight. Seems like the type of guy. And then obviously, well, honestly, I think he would think he could convince a lesbian. He probably doesn't want someone who has children and women who don't have and don't want children. So think before you sleep, you're a little bit delulu. You want you want 0.6% of the population. Not 60%, 0.6%. Less than 1% of the population. You're kind of a little bit delulu and crazy and picky. Okay? Okay? His age range is 1 to 18 IMO. TBQH, I don't think he wants someone over 25. You might be right. You left the salary range way too high. You might be right. He probably doesn't want a progressive. I mean, he probably has the ego to think, I can fix her. So moving on. Also, yeah, personality is like a lot of it, in my opinion, for everyone, regardless of who you are. If you're a very particular person or like the opposite of a very particular person or whatever, you need to find other people like you. 2 million people over 50 states is like 40,000 people in each state, which feels staggering on paper, but in reality is so distant. I mean, yeah, it's a really small percent of the population, but this is also why, like, it is kind of just like a numbers game, and you shouldn't beat yourself up when you go on a date and they don't like you or you don't like them. Because TBQH, on paper, you should run into like 100 people before you meet someone you like that also likes you. TBQH. Anyways, let's go back to the think before you sleep video.
What's your problem? Yeah. Are you annoyed that she's now eliminated out of your dating pool?
Yeah, he's like, man, I wish I could have dated her, even though she's ugly. She's not high value, but like,
if you don't like their values, just don't date them. What's your problem?
No, because she is every single woman in the world, is what he's saying. And I'm pretty sure everyone in the crowd, and I'm also pretty sure the women watching this video, I'm pretty sure every woman who's already dead. And
something that is immediately noticeable is that Heather has crazy eyes, and that takes off at least 2 points.
This guy's doing the list. He's angry at her list. He's doing his own fucking list. Sorry, your eyes are wrong. Can't take you.
Does she even have crazy eyes?
She's obviously crazy because she's on Steve Harvey for the whole purpose of showcasing a crazy person.
Yeah.
This isn't this guy's takeaway. It's a segment of Steve Harvey being like, look at this weird person.
I don't know her age, but she looks very close to 30, and that knocks another point off her score.
Well, I like that that's not.
Oh my God. Ew. Close to 30. Ew.
her biological age clock is running out.
You can't be a good housewife unless you have a million kids that look and sound like me.
In her requirements, she says that a
Terrifying.
man cannot be against sweets because she owns a dessert business and he must love food. Why are those requirements? Because she needs an excuse to get fat.
I need an excuse. I love that. I want to date someone for a certain reason. All I want is to get fat.
Love getting fat.
It's just weird to be so hyper-focused on these things. Be like, you see just a woman on TV and you're like, she was probably fatter before and she's probably secretly fat now. What are these thoughts? It's so weird.
I love it. This is all very entertaining.
Her dress is not form-fitting and it has a seam at her belly button, which forces the fat rolls down so that she doesn't get a muffin top. Be aware that women have all kinds of tricks to hide how fat they are.
A seam on the belly button doesn't.
Death Note music. Be aware that women understand that you can find clothing that benefits you and makes you look good. This is a classic woman trick. Men, us men, we don't have any woman tricks. Or man tricks. We kind of just look disgusting as often as we can and then blame women for trying to make themselves look better. Okay, weird flex, but okay.
It's the opposite thing. It'll accentuate any of your roles
Okay.
because it's cutting directly into them.
Yeah.
And also you can't see a scene from this video. This guy's just pretending to know about tailoring.
This feels like this is satire.
It's like the worst voice you can to
The worst
imitate.
alter ego, and uses science to analyze women.
He says this woman has 50 things, and that doesn't make sense because she's low value for all the other 50 reasons that I want a woman for. He's being so much more absurd than she is.
You can see she's so excited to get fat. She's so excited.
The key giveaway is the size of her arms. That right there knocks off a minimum of 1 point, probably more in the future. And now she's a 6. Last, she has a frosting business, which means that either she is going to be gone all the time so the kids in the home aren't going to be taken care of.
What the fuck's your job, dude? You sit and watch fucking... What's this guy's name on the show?
Steve Harvey.
You sit at home and watch Steve Harvey and you're complaining about someone running a business. Get fucked and look after kids. I gotta stay home and analyze the girl on Steve Harvey. You're too busy. You're too busy for me.
Also, what's amazing is from what I know about bakers, up early in the morning,
Yeah.
get all their work done before 9, then their pastries just sit in a beautiful place for people to buy.
What we're saying, think before you sleep, is please reconsider marrying this girl.
Yeah.
Because she actually fits your description perfectly.
Perfectly.
And
She's up early, can make your kids breakfast, and she's going to be a great cook as well. So, like, you've said you want a housewife. Is this not a housewife?
No.
This is the medieval version of a housewife.
No. No. A housewife is only a woman who cooks just for a family, not a successful woman who cooks for multiple people.
But then she's a slut.
That's kind of just
And
cheating.
she's a
Or
whore.
she's going to expect you to dole out the cash and float her failing business. That's minus 2 points.
Her business is failing.
I like this guy just like making shit up. He's just making shit up.
I mean, look, if you're on Steve Harvey,
I
maybe
it's fair.
maybe it's not going too well.
Also, I wouldn't buy these fucking muffins with jerky on the top. But
What the hell is that fucking chicharron?
You've made bad cupcakes here.
I'm pretty sure all women in the audience would probably make cupcakes that look like that too.
Yeah, these
Pretty
fucking-
sure.
Must be adventurous, must be humble, must be spontaneous, must be a planner, can't be self-centered, can't be cocky.
She might be a person with very specific tastes, but also feel like they've tried to pad out her list. Must be humble and can't be cocky are the same thing. These are just implicit things that everyone...
There was another 2 that were in there that were the same, which was must be spontaneous. And then I think it was like, what was it? Must be adventurous and must be spontaneous are basically the same thing.
feel like they've tried to pad out her list. Must be humble and can't be cocky are the same thing. These are just implicit things that everyone wants. No one says, oh, I don't mind if my partner's self-centered. Like, that's cool. That's cool. That's something, I can take it or leave it.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
It's so fucking stupid.
Look at this.
Also, I feel like once you date a couple people, you kind of understand your own taste better and the things you're capable of dealing with. But planner and spontaneous, you can spontaneously plan. It's not an oxymoron. I'm a spontaneous planner. Like, I will spontaneously be like, yeah, I want to host a party. Okay, well, what am I going to do for food? Okay, I want to do this. Okay, I want to do this. I want to do this. I want to do this. And then I write everything down, organize everything to the best of my ability. But like, I spontaneously decided I'm doing this now. And you know what? Let's do it the day after tomorrow. But I still want to plan shit. No, you're a planner. Scheduling randomly to do something the next day or the day after and organizing how you want the day to go that's exclusively planning. It's literally both. It's literally both. It's literally both. I'm just saying. Or you can be willing to plan things and be willing to ditch them. That's another good one. Yeah. Yeah. Let's see the definition of spontaneous. Now I need to know. Done, said, or produced freely or naturally. No, that's not the right one. But acting or taking place without any outside force or cause. Happening or done in a natural, often sudden way without any planning or without being forced. So if you do any planning, you're not spontaneous. Okay, well, then I like planners who don't take forever to do their planning. That's what I like. I like a planner who will plan things for a short period of time, upcoming very quickly. What is the word for that? Is there a shorter version of that? Since you can't say spontaneous planning, what can you, how else would you, faster planner? Well, that's not, no, I'm saying like the period of time you have to wait before the event that you planned for occurs. Not how well and how quickly you can plan for it. Like if it takes you an hour to plan something versus it taking you 5 hours to plan something, that the 1 hour would be a faster planner, right? So what would be like a sporadic planner? Okay, then I like a sporadic planner. That's what I like. That's what I like. Short term? No, because I like long-term planning too. That's what I want. Short notice. Short notice planner. That's a good one. Yeah. Yeah. You can certainly say / qualify something as spontaneous planning. English is not concrete like that. Chat disagrees with you, so it's time to get gulagged. I'm sorry to tell you this. Yeah.
She has 4 different rules on dogs.
Okay, he can't be jealous of your dog.
So the last guy I dated, he admitted after a few months that he was jealous of my dog, and he was kind of mean to my dog in the beginning. And he said that I gave my dog more attention than I gave to him.
Did you?
Well, I mean, my dog never fought with me.
Do you see what I mean, by the way? Do you see what I mean, by the way, when I say, like, honestly, excluding dog people from your dating pool is fair. Excluding cat people from your dating pool is cringe. This is what I mean. This is what I mean, okay? Okay? All right? The reframing of everything that she said is a little bit crazy, though. Yeah. But low-key, she is kind of like, that was kind of a cunting thing to say. Well, my dog never argued with me. Like, wait, she did kind of eat, though.
Your dog doesn't fight with you because if it does, you won't feed it. That's clearly what she wants.
You're so stupid. If you think that animals have the brain power to plan like that, you are a complete fucking moron. That's not how dogs work. Dogs are like, yeah, you put a person who feeds me. I bark, 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 bark. You're back. Food. Bark, 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 bark. They're not like, well, it looks like I'll have to be nice for this many hours a day so that she may feed me today. Like, there's no dog that's like maniacally planning that. Like, what the hell are you talking about, man? What?
He just said she wants a slave. His list also wanted a slave.
Well, I think he's just projecting because he's upset that some women out there might want from him what he wants from them. And he finds that unbearable. There's also no excuse for this man not to be spending his entire day looking after kids. This video would take 2 seconds to edit. He's gone on Google Images. His whole video is like 20 pictures, and then him just talking. You should be the stay-at-home housewife. Yeah. You got nothing else to do. You're useless piece of shit. I think it's really funny that he's like, his conclusion is like, the only reason is that when your dogs mean you don't feed him. It's just like, what does that mean? Have you ever raised a dog before? Yeah. If you don't feed them, they'll be fucking even ruder. It'll be so much worse than whatever behavior you were trying to instill in them.
Looks like she's planning a future with a lot of dogs. Let's get to the second example, and it's more pathetic than the first.
Y'all, this is my
Why did the video stop?
question. I am a single mom. I have a full-time career. I work very hard, very responsible.
A single mother, and she calls herself responsible. I wouldn't say that.
You're so dumb. Think before you sleep. You're so dumb. What if she was married and her husband died, you fucking moron? What if he got hit by a truck? Huh? Because some dipshit on the road was watching one of your videos, huh? Then what, you fucking moron? Oh my, she could literally be a widow. She could have done everything right and still be a single mom. So stupid. Oh my God.
That?
So
brain dead.
One that's a single mother is irresponsible.
Yeah. Surely it's the guy who's not looking after children, the guy who fucking came inside her and fucking left her with these kids.
But I get the typical blonde, big boobs, tattoos. That's how guys kind of see me. And, you know, I have a really huge personality, like really big. Sometimes it's like,
I mean, she's Southern. She has to have a big personality.
Mom's like, you need a filter, but that's just how I am.
Right. A huge personality. Maybe it's just me, but I've noticed this behavior a lot in women.
I think it's just you. Every single person who comes up, he actively says this is every woman. That's a weird thing to say. That's a very strange thing to say.
And that just shows that you have not met any women.
Yeah.
Ever.
I feel like if there was even a hint that this guy found love, he would not stop talking about it on his channel. He's constantly giving people tips. Surely he'd be like, the way I raise my kids.
Yeah.
Like the only reason he's fucking talking about it in this way is because he's so lonely. It's just like,
yeah.
When women say things like, I have a huge personality, that's just code for I'm a bitch.
Why is it men can't get past the exterior? Because, I mean, I have a lot to offer. I am funny as hell. I mean, really. I'm funny.
The whole premise of this segment is that she, as a woman who has not had a date in 4 years, is saying that men only want her because she's attractive. She's blonde, has big boobs, and has tattoos. First of all, most men don't find tattoos attractive. Second, have you stepped on a scale recently? Third, have you looked at your birth certificate recently? This chick looks like she's almost 40 and is borderline obese. Men don't care.
Borderline obese. He's so stupid. This is the problem with the internet. It's convinced people who have preferences that everybody else has their preferences because they meet a few other people that have their preferences and they're like, well, no one could ever like this. And it's like, you're an idiot. You're actually an idiot. Like, you're a moron, truly, to your core. That's crazy that you're so stupid on that front.
So fucking hot. What an idiot.
I think the best, I hope I liked it. Please tell me that I liked the post. It was such a good post. Come on, please tell me I liked it. No. Did it get deleted or something? There was a post on my feed, and it was of an overweight sex worker. And the person posting it was like taking a screenshot and said, can you stop putting this fat bitch on my timeline? And someone co-tweeted it, got 100,000 likes on their post saying, she ain't for you. Shut the fuck up and move on. Which is just like that is, yes, correct, yes. I found it. It's, oh, hold up. Let me just make sure. One second. She's not nude in this photo, but I don't want Twitch to think that, so I only want to show some of the post. But it was this one. and says, would you date a woman built like this, question mark? And this guy says, can you stop putting this fat ass on my timeline? Thanks. Followed by this guy saying, this ain't for you. Little N-word, step aside. And guess what? That post is got 110,000 likes. Okay. It's got 110,000 likes. It's almost like your preferences and your personal taste isn't universal, stupid. Crazy that could be true, huh? What's her at? Asking for a friend. Oh gosh.
Care if women are funny. That's something that women care about.
What? I'm a woman.
They need to put the trans flag on the screen.
I'm a woman as well. I think the single most important thing in a relationship is for my partner to be funny.
Yeah. Well, because everything else maybe it's all right. Oh, it's never.
I can't imagine. There's no way.
This man wants to date someone that never, no joke.
An idiot.
Everything you say is boring.
That's so bizarre. Well, I mean, it makes sense because he's fucking boring. He hasn't made a joke at all. The only thing that's like slightly funny is how like horribly cruel he is.
Yeah, that's funny.
Have you stepped on a scale recently? It's just like.
Well, I find that funny because I haven't heard someone make a joke like that since I was 10.
Yeah. It's like a little infant demon.
If you haven't realized that, and you haven't realized that being a single mother is a huge negative, that it means you don't care about what men want. The reason you can't attract a man is because you aren't a good partner.
Wait. You're being a single mother. You're a single mother because you don't care what men want. If you really wanted to date, you would kill your kids. These things are here.
Fuck them kids.
And they're lowering your value, which means if they're there, you just don't care about your value. Kill them, and then prove you're a good housewife and mother. Someone else.
So is he just implying that there was no circumstances in which she should have broken up with the man? Because obviously, once you have kids, you can't date someone else by his own logic ever. And if you get your original husband back, that's not dating either. Maybe you get him back to then date another man because she's not a single mom.
Yeah. She can prove that she's a good housewife by example, currently being in a loving marriage.
Yeah, exactly.
No one has ever come to your house and picked you up.
No.
That's your fault. Because you...
I mean, he's also stupid.
He's also...
Everyone's fucking imbecile here. It's funny that, like, he watched this Steve Harvey episode and he already sees Steve Harvey kind of, like, victim blame, kind of berate them a little bit. And he's like, I think they're actually worse than Steve Harvey thinks.
Yeah.
You just won't appear special enough because you're so busy being funny as hell. So busy being this light to the world.
Come on, Steve. She knows that if she has those standards, all the guys are going to pass because she doesn't have very much value as a 40-year-old overweight tattooed single mother.
It's so funny. Like, do you think
he's so wrong? He just like doesn't understand. Like, I swear to God, incels with an audience online they do not understand the concept that there are people who have different preferences than them. I'm telling you, in the right place, she would clean up. Like, that woman is gorgeous. I promise you, in the right area, in the right region, to the right people, she would. Bro.
It's funny that, like, he watched this Steve Harvey episode and he already sees Steve Harvey kind of, like, victim blame, kind of berate them a little bit. And he's like, I think they're actually worse than Steve Harvey thinks.
Yeah.
Also, by the way, Steve Harvey cheated on his first wife with his now second wife, so Stevie is no expert on anything? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Don't appear special enough because you're so busy being...
Southerners, Jamaicans, Midwest, Appalachia, she would clean the fuck up. Yeah, exactly. It's like, do you guys remember that one post of like the dude who was like, I'm 38 and like, no, I can't get any matches on any dating apps. Do you guys remember that tweet? I don't know if anyone has the link to it, please feel free to post it. Low key, I would like to know where that guy was searching, because in the right area, in a conservative neighborhood, he would clean the fuck up. In Florida, he would clean the fuck up. All right? In like LA or New York, no, he would not. He would not. He looks too conservative. You can tell just by the way that he looks. Florida mention?
Funny as hell. So busy being this light to the world.
Come on, Steve. She knows that if she has those standards, all the guys are going to pass because she doesn't have very much value as a 40-year-old overweight tattooed single mother.
It's so funny. Like, do you think every man is a 10? Do you think every man in the world has their shit together? Like, what the fuck are you talking about? There's not a 40-year-old person who's a single dad who's also fucking running a business and struggling to find time to date at all. Is that...
Also, if there's a single mother with 4 kids and none of those kids have died, that's pretty attractive.
That's a good housewife.
That's a good housewife. By herself? Imagine if there was a man there as well. It'd be so easy for you.
When you don't have a lot of value, you can't make demands. She wants a 6-figure salary Romeo when at best, all she can do is be a sugar mama for a 20-year-old guy who works at McDonald's.
But also, if you feel this way about women, why are you not gay? Imagine 2 men together in a house.
Yeah.
Well, how much could you get done?
He should be gay. It makes sense to be gay because what you're looking for in a partner is not a thing, not a person. You're looking for someone who's not funny, who has nothing to contribute, like, socially.
But who doesn't like funny people? That's
It's
weird.
insane. I think any girl who's experienced that has been funny.
If you don't like funny women, it's because you're too insecure about being not funny yourself. That's the truth. I'm sorry to say it, okay? I have yet to meet a single guy who is like cool and normal that doesn't like funny women. That's like, oh, she kept cracking jokes and everyone at the party was like laughing at the jokes and I just didn't like it. It's like, sounds like you have some issues, man. that person, if they exist, they're a fucking loser. Like, what? What's it? I don't like funny women because I don't want to have a good time. Okay? Is that what the... What's wrong with you, man? I'm gonna be real.
Has immediately made fun of it.
Or it's
That's
because
what it is.
he's like they're funny, so then he's a bit intimidated by them.
Oh,
they're a bit
right,
too
right.
witty for him. They're funnier than he is, so he's like,
And it means that they're smarter.
yeah,
It's like,
this is weird.
From how she describes herself, she was probably born attractive and then became unattractive through bad decisions that she states she is not willing to change.
Of course, yes, of
take
course.
over. You should have died young. You're obviously 40. Bad choice. Do what
You ever see, think before you, I'm not even gonna say the sentence. I can't say that sentence. Think before you sleep really sees like babies and it's like, yeah, that's going to be an attractive, you're born attractive baby. Yeah. It's like, FBI, hello? Hello? Hello?
I do, because I sound like a fucking 12-year-old every time I talk on the internet. Be young like me.
I mean, to be fair,
Oh, why did it mute the video? Stop it.
fantastic skin, so at least he's not going to be aging as quick.
He's not aging as quick. Other things are probably not functioning. But.
She's not willing to change her huge personality that turns people off, and very likely she is not willing to lose weight. The reality is that she probably had many chances to land a guy that she says she wants, but squandered it by being high maintenance and only offering sex as a point of value. Women who do this, this is your future.
I think it's cute that he thinks there are women watching his channel. It's just like, what? Who's clicking on this? Are you serious, dude?
I would love to see your demographics. If you watch this video, please show us your demographics.
Amazing.
Notice how she didn't state that she could cook or she was willing to take care of kids or anything else men value.
Yes, she's a single mom. What? Notice how she didn't say just like, bro, she's been doing it this whole time.
She's not willing to take care of kids. That wasn't on her list, which means she can't do it.
Mm-hmm.
Single mom of 4 alive children.
Oh my God.
This man's great.
I was making a joke about how he sounds like a child and he's like a creepy, like locked indoors guy. I think he's just a child. Like, I think it's a very good chance he's like 13.
But I'm very happy that men like this exist.
Yeah.
Very,
What's that?
it's amazing you get to look at a character has developed in the same world as you, and they're so different. It's hilarious. And also, I don't care. I mean, it is annoying that he's speaking to 3 million people.
Yeah, there's
if
a bunch
this
of
man
other
existed
boys.
elsewhere, fine.
We've watched a few of these guys' videos before, and I thought they were funny. I like laughed at how pathetic he was. And now I'm just like, I actually think he's just horrible. He's just like incredibly stupid. I'm like a guy who watches a reality TV talk show and treats it as a fucking like survey of the population of America. It's insane.
Does he always end with a bed? So it's
With a
like this
sleeping.
was like your bedtime story before you sleep,
Yeah.
and then you go to sleep and you're just thinking of fucking
Of a high
that
value
woman
bed.
on Steve Harvey just tossing and turning.
Get
your babies away from me!
I like why abusive women won't change.
Where's that?
It just doesn't make any sense. Like the thumbnail and the thing don't really match.
Okay.
When I began to gain weight, I was a little worried. My mother was a little worried. But as time went on, I became okay with being fat.
From Australia, the country that wants to ban anime,
Imagine.
I've heard people say a lot of things about Australia. I've heard a lot of criticisms of this country. A lot of them are reasonable. I've never heard this before. It's so telling of like the kind of places that he hides on the internet.
Yeah, the fact that we've never heard anyone from Australia, and he's like, they're gonna ban anime in this country I don't live in.
That's amazing. He's satire.
I think
there is no way this is a real person.
The guy that wants to ban anime, no.
Women are low value, and I can't watch anime in Australia.
There's not many fat women in anime either. Maybe that's why he gets all these.
Yeah, that's why he likes it. They're all like underage and not.
we have a public broadcast on fat acceptance. As I watched this special, I thought it would be a great opportunity to talk about why all the women who treat men like
Misanthropical, thank you so much for the tier 1.
trash aren't going to change.
Wait, but this is about fat people. What are you talking about? This is a great opportunity to talk about how women who treat men like trash. Who's treating who like what? These are two fat people in a relationship.
Find out.
Why these women aren't going to stop supporting alimony and child support, why they aren't going to stop pretending to like guys to get free stuff, and why they aren't going to stop using children as human shields. They aren't going to do that because they are addicted to these powers. As for this video, the parallels between fat acceptance and gynocentrism are just too strong to pass up and not make a video on it.
Fat acceptance and what?
I didn't understand what that word was.
The parallels between fat acceptance and gynocentrism are
Gynocentrism.
That's amazing.
Gynocentrism.
That is like the telltale like sign that you're totally delusional.
I love how he's like using children as human shields. Having to look after a child is so fucking brutal and tiring, and like to think that women are doing this and then using them to like gain control over you. It's just like kids should take control of your entire life. That is the whole purpose of having a family. If you think a woman is pushing it on you to control you, you are a lazy piece of shit.
But also, how does he not understand that if he wants a woman to be a childbearer and be a good wife, and then when they care about their kids the most in the world, he's like, what is this?
Yeah.
This is weird.
The drug of abuse may change, but the mentality and the environment is always the same. Whether it's fat acceptance or the massive wealth transfers from men to women, nothing is different.
Massive wealth transfers from men to women?
Yeah, must be talking. Is he talking about divorces?
Maybe. It's funny when you got a system where like men make more than women. So then when they get divorced, obviously the majority of money is the men's.
Forget about the fact that you weren't working because you had children and I was able to work and make lots of money.
Yeah,
Forget about that.
That's my money. You chose to look after my kids for free. That was your choice. Bad choice.
Every addict needs a good enabler. A perfect example of this comes from a documentary I watched a few years ago, which is about a 28-year-old woman who was so obese that she couldn't get off her bed.
Because of her enormous size, Myra has been bedbound for the past 5 years and is totally dependent on her husband Bernie for her day-to-day needs.
He feels a bit like a social experiment of like if you got a guy and just made him watch TLC. You have to marry one of these people.
Okay, Bullet, thank you for the prime.
He's an example of, you know, how they train AIs based on like Twitter posts.
Yeah,
and something
yeah.
becomes racist. This man is an AI, but he's formed from watching TLC and Steve Harvey.
Yeah.
Obviously, I would have these views as well if I watched these shows. Be like, what? All women eat plasterboard in their house? The fuck is this?
All women are addicted to toilet paper. That's
weird.
a low value woman. I'm
That's
sorry.
a low value woman there. Wait, she's gonna bring her into her house and she's gonna eat your house.
Look at this wealth transfer. I spent so much money on this fucking gyp rock, this plasterboard in my house. This woman's eating all of it. Feminism's gone crazy.
Basically, the only reason she was able to eat was because her husband was bringing her meals and enabling her.
These super morbid obese patients have been found to eat about 18,000 kilocalories per day.
18,000 calories per day. The best part is that this woman, Myra Rosales, still blames her genetics for her morbid obesity.
No one is saying that this is right. Every single person on the planet thinks that this is wrong.
Yet the most woke person in the world, whatever pictures of like blue-haired people you give, they show you this and they'll say, this person needs help.
This person needs help, and so does her partner or husband. Everyone needs help here.
Now, one of the telltale signs of an addict is that they will cause severe harm to themselves and then deny that they have a problem. They will create all kinds of false stories around why they have the problem, and then instead of looking at themselves honestly and resolving that problem, they make excuses for why things are unfair.
I love how much this guy's just constantly projecting. He's just like talking about how people need to change, how they don't accept him. He's obviously so bitter at women not liking him. He's so angry about it, and instead of trying to change himself and try to think like maybe I could be a more pleasant person to be around, he goes the opposite way and he spends all his life watching TLC complaining about fat women. Learn. You've got these lessons. Learn from them. Go outside, make some friends.
Learning is hard.
Like, be a normal person.
Just look at her situation. All that's required for her to lose weight is for her husband to stop beating her. I mean, she can't get out of bed. All he has to do to solve the problem is say, get it yourself. That's literally all men have to do in these situations.
In these situations.
Yeah, men are constantly in this situation. I don't know. I gotta go on YouTube. Someone must know how to deal with this.
I don't know how to get 500-pound woman out of This man is insane.
This is really dumb. It's just really dumb. I take it back. I used to find him really offensive. It's not. It's not offensive.
You can't be this offensive if you're this dumb.
No, it's like finding a 4-year-old offensive. Like they said the word fuck because like they heard other people saying it and they get a reaction. Yeah. It's just like, oh, you.
This is very enjoyable, Joe.
The reason she was bedridden was because she stood up one day and blew out her knee. Keep telling us though that being obese is healthy. Telling people that being obese is healthy despite mountains of evidence that it's not is borderline criminal.
No one is saying this woman's healthy. Who is saying this woman's healthy? Who is saying this? Who is he fighting against?
I have no idea.
You've shown someone that's such an extreme case. She could potentially be the fattest person in the world. It's reasonably assumed that she could be that. And you're claiming that someone out there thinks she's healthy. And then you're getting really angry about it. I'm personally glad that we did all this thinking. I kind of feel like I'm never going to sleep again knowing that this man's out there.
No, I'm fine with it because I know that the way he talks and acts, he's not leaving his house. This man's living in his own little bubble in his house on Twitter and
TLC.
And that's what the world is. And that's great. Yeah. That's fine.
Good on him. Keep doing what you're doing. Now, if you're like us and you're interested in high-value women and high-value men, you should go join our Patreon where every single person is a 10 out of 10.
You automatically become a 10 out of 10. Doesn't even matter what you were. If you're a 1 out of 10, you go straight to 10. If you're a 9 out of 10,
straight to 10.
Straight to 10.
And not only that, you get to meet other high-value men and women on our Discord, and you get to watch high-value 10 out of 10 videos, one every month.
It's true. It's true. I'm a Patreon. Yeah. Yeah. It's just so stupid. It's so dumb. So dumb. Nobody thinks obesity is healthy. That's literally why it exists as a medical term. Yeah. It's just, there's no one that's saying, yeah, it's good to be obese. You should be obese. And it's great. It's more like, hey, obese people are people too. And maybe we shouldn't be mean to people who are obese because it's mean to do that. Maybe. Also, being mean to obese people doesn't make them less obese.